Hey guys, so I'm really proud of this render, and I'm going to walk you through how I did it. So in this particular artwork, I did the eyes first, and if you've been watching me for a little bit now, you'll know that the reason I do this is because I want specifically to do the thing that I'm the laziest on last, or first. The reason being is if you do the thing that gives you the most trouble first, you tend to spend more time on it. So in this particular artwork, I've rearranged how the order in which I do things. So the order I am now doing my artworks in is eyes, hair, skin, then clothes. And the result has been staggering for this particular artwork. I honestly have no idea how it turned out so well. And I know it's kind of weird, me kind of almost being braggadocious about it. But the reality is I'm kind of like, I'm still looking at the finished product now, like, how did I pull this off? And if you're an artist, I know that you probably have had moments like that too, where you render something and you're like, how the heck did I pull this off? And that's another reason I'm doing this particular video. It's because I want specifically to walk you through how I did it, so it's not only beneficial for you, but to me as well. That way I have a point of reference for how I pulled off this particular render. It was also really fun because I don't draw characters with darker skin as much as I would like to, because most of the hololive characters I draw do not have darker skin tones. So I decided to do this OC for me and me alone. So the eyes use the each Nissan method, which somebody in my comment section on the last video pointed out the name of the YouTuber. And I'm really thankful for that because I was like, man, I could not think of it. But we have the basic framework for the eyes here, and we're going to put an add glow layer on top to make the eyes glow. We're going to go for a dark orangish red. Right now I'm just adjusting size and position of the eyes, and there we go. That's the basics of how I did the eyes. I didn't really describe how I did them because I'm making a whole video on how to do eyes momentarily, and I really hope that that you guys will like that video when it comes out. So now we're adding the skin tone. I used color picker on a particular artwork that I really liked with the skin tone. So I have a basic idea of where to start, and then I kind of go in and I render it through post-processing to make it more finished, if that makes sense. So now we're getting the clothes down, and we're going to do the hair now. And I know that dark skin, white hair is kind of a cliche in anime, but I really like the color combo. I know it's not exactly true to life, but it's one of those things that I in particular really enjoy it. And sorry if it's weird to some people. I like it personally. But yeah, so I got to do an OC with darker skin and white hair, and I'm very happy about that. I tend to do a lot better on my OC artworks than my other artworks that aren't that are based on pre-existing IP, just because I'm able to kind of mess with it and have a whole lot of fun. So now we're going to start getting into the render here pretty soon. So like I said, this time in particular, I started with the hair. And that was one of those things that I'm just kind of setting up the idea for the background. In the sketch process, I had these like glowing cubes. And its sole purpose is to just kind of add interest and kind of fill the negative space. Because there's a lot of negative space with this character, and I wanted to kind of make it fit a little bit better, if that makes sense. Now it's time to start the render. I went with almost a pure white, just barely yellow. And I'm going to draw in the highlights piece by piece, focusing on where the light is coming from, which is to the left and above her. So we're using our blur tool quite a bit, and we're using mostly G-Pen for this. We are just focusing on where the light will touch. There we go, we've got the basic idea here. Now we're drawing the lighter part where it touches the edges. I'm actually really satisfied with how I did the hair this time. Usually my hair doesn't turn out this good, so I'm definitely super proud of this time in particular. it's a lot of fill tool and G pen because the hair is super messy and all over the place. And I really like drawing hair that's messy and goes everywhere. It's just rendering, it's an absolute pain in the behind. I don't know why I said behind, like B and behind you. It's more like, I'll just say butt. It's a pain in the butt. I don't know why. Pain in the ass. There we go. But that's the basic idea of all the highlights. Now we're going to draw the darker parts of the hair where the light isn't touching. We're just going to kind of block all the shapes in. And already it looks like a crazy, cool mess of hair. And it's so nice. I'm very proud of how I did the hair this time. I definitely should be doing the hair second more often because, man, does it make things look better. We're adding a multiply layer on top as well to kind of add some blue and some color and some shadow to everything. Now we are highlighting the breast individually to create a roundness. And we're using the airbrush and the blur tool to kind of even it all out. We are adding the shadow of the hair and the head onto the torso of the character because the head will be casting a shadow. And we're adding a bit of shadow to the stomach and hip area and where the light doesn't touch on the arm. And we're adding the highlights to like places like the breast. We're adding a little bit of orange or red to the darker areas where the light slightly touches it. It's very important to study how light affects black skin in particular because it's a little bit different from pale skin. The way the orange blends with the light is quite a bit different from how it blends with white skin. So if you do it wrong, you can end up just making it look like a really incorrect version of the skin tone. I wish I could explain it better, but it's something that you should be studying from reference in real life and kind of taking notes on how the sun affects the skin itself. It was funny, I actually didn't know about sunburns with black skin, so it was like, yes, they do in fact get a little bit darker. And it's one of those things that's like, oh, that's good to know if I ever need to draw it. I just want to say that studying from real life is very important. Understanding the science behind how things work and how to replicate it. It actually helps you a whole lot whenever you draw to understand real life. So now we've got the shadows being casted from the ears, a little bit on the fingertips, and we are pretty much done with that. And we're going to start rendering a bit of the background and adding some post-processing. I added another multiply layer just to kind of really intensify the shadow where the hair isn't touching the light. And I'm using a multiply layer to do that. We are approaching the end now, actually. We're just adding little bits and pieces to kind of articulate it a bit more, add some more accents, and make sure everything looks correct. Actually, I made a mistake on the hips in this particular artwork. The anatomy for the hips is a little bit off. And that's one of those things that I should have caught it before I finished it, but sometimes you don't always catch things until the very end. So now we're doing the background, and the red was super important for the background in my personal opinion, along with the soft light to add some blue to the hair and the glow of the cubes. And again, the cubes aren't really like important to the character at all, they just add some interest and some movement to the artwork. Sometimes when you're making something, your goal is rule of cool. If it makes or improves the artwork, you have to add it. Well, you don't have to, but if it improves it, why aren't you adding it? I'm adding little particles of red and yellow to kind of lead the eye back to the face, to the chest. You'll notice the halo connects to the red above sorry, my mistake. The cube points to that little red dot in a diagonal way, leading the eye. I'm basically pointing everything here to force your eye to look where I want it to look. That's the cool thing about composition, is you're constantly leading where you want people to be. We are coloring the line art using correction and blur tool. Now we're doing a tonal curve, some color balance, and we're adjusting the opacity of everything. Adding some orange highlights, and now it's looking crazy detailed and really cool. Adding some little specks of light and some shine in the eye. there we go. We're doing some level correction now, and we are pretty much finished now. So if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Helps me out a whole lot. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.